everyone, welcome to Kelly's Creative Dream Studios, and today is Make It Mail It Monday, and we're going to see if we can finish up these last Halloween cards from this kit, or at least most of the papers. So, we only have 2 images colored, and I'm going to color the candy corn here in a minute, so we'll be back to that. I've laid out the smaller embellishments. These are 2 of the card bases that I chose last week, the pumpkin pie and the gorgeous grape. We still have all 3 of the ribbons, partial of the black from last week, and then the orange and the purple, which I believe this is also gorgeous grape. Then we have, these are the papers left from the kit, and I'm not sure what I want to use. So let's color the candy corn first and go from there. Did you know that the colors of Halloween, the colors of Halloween, the colors of candy corn represent the autumn harvest. So I'm just going to come in here with my dark. I'm using, what am I using? This one's not labeled. Dark Lemon Lolly. I thought it was a perfect yellow for this. So I'm going to come in here on the base with the dark. And then I'm going to finish it off with the light. And if I don't think it's dark enough, I can always come back in and add more of the dark. Bob is out doing the dishes for me, and we have supper going in a combined effort. As you're watching this, I am on my way home from my trip. I'm recording this on Sunday. I leave tomorrow. And I'm excited to be back home. Bob is going to be taking an extra day off because he has surgery on a toe tomorrow. Which reminds me, there will not be a Try It Tuesday this week. So no video tomorrow, but I'll be back here on Friday. Okay, and then we can bring that in. And Friday, we're going to be back, hopefully finishing the bee journals. Bob leaves Wednesday morning, so I will have the rest of the week to see if I can focus on getting those journals done and those tubs out of my way. Now, the tip end is white. That stands for the little starchy kernel, the grit in the corn. So it is white, and I'm just going to go over the whole thing with a little wink of Stella so our candy corn isn't quite so flat. Okay, now I haven't decided. I may or may not color them or cut them out either. We're still on that I don't know what I'm doing stage. But I do know I'm going to have to cut them apart. I guess I am cutting them out, aren't I? Okay, and my cheaters are not over here, so this should be fun. But I think what I want to do is, if I'm going to cut them out, I want them to be individual. So these 2 are going to stay together. And I'm going to come in here like that, and I'm going to cut him up separate. You know me, I like to do a little dimension in my images, so we're probably going to pop him up on a dimensional on top of this guy. Because this guy already overlaps this one. So it would stand to reason that that would be where I'd put a dimensional one. Little tips are where I'm trying not to cut the tip off. Okay, now we can come back in with this one. Get him clipped out. I'm actually not doing too bad without my cheaters. As I'm recording this, as I said, I'm trying to fine-tune getting stuff packed up for tomorrow. I want to get on the road early so I can make a stop in Franklin, Tennessee on my way to Jasper, Tennessee. And, of course, I'll be stopping in Paducah for lunch. Paducah, Kentucky, that is my drive-through. So I'll be stopping for lunch. So just trying to get everything done. Okay, now, while I'm thinking of it, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull out a mini dimensional, and I'm going to pop that out. And if you don't know, I've got these big stamp cases from Stampin' Up. And since I broke everything down and put them into sleeves like this, I didn't need the cases anymore. I think I took 2 big garbage bags of these cases to the thrift store. But I kept some and I use them for organizing. Eventually, I want to do an envelope journal that has a cover and I can flip through these like pages. That's going to be one of my next projects. Okay, oops. Hope I didn't lose any out of there. We're going to turn that sideways. Apparently I have that stacked pretty well and it popped open. Okay, so now we can take this off of here. And I'm trying really hard to stay in frame. I know I've got it moved from where I usually have it. And so there's that one. So we'll have, you know what, I think I want 3 things of candy corn though. So let's see if I can pull that off. And let's let it go that way. So we have a pile of candy corn. And I've got that one a little messed up, but I think we'll be okay. Okay, now, what are we doing with our images? I think with her, we need it to look like she spilled candy corn. So I'm going to punch her out. And I think I want to put her... No, I want to put the black cat on the purple. I want to put him on the purple. We'll come back to him. I like this, and I really like this. But I don't want to cut her out fussy cut. I want her to be a shape. So let me see what I have over here big enough to cut her out with. And not lose stuff, which I'm doing a fine job of, I can tell you. I'm still here. I'll be so glad when I'm no longer piling. I don't think she's big enough for this, but she'd be so stinking cute in that. Yeah, she's not going to be big enough for that, but she'd be so cute. I think we're going to have to go with a die, because she's not going to fit in a 2-inch circle. Oh, you know what? Here's an alternative punch that just might work, and I never think to use these. These are the Happy Planner punches for punching pictures out to put in your memory keeper for Happy Planner. So let's see if she'll fit in this one. No, she won't. What about the bigger one? Nope, she's still sticking. Am I going all the way in? Let's see if that's... Yep, I'm going all the way in. So we need to trim this off. And could I just use the square cutter and do this? Absolutely. But what would be the fun in not using my toys, right? We have them, we need to use them. Okay, I need to trim that off just a hair more, because we're cutting off her hand over here. So let's trim this just a little bit more. Okay, now we can slide her in there. And here's a tip. If you can't get to it to position it, take you a piece of Post-it and stick it on one of your outside edges. And then you can use this as a handle to position everything. There we go. Just like that. And with this, I can leave it set, punch, and not have to worry about losing it. Now, here's my tricky part. It's stuck in there pretty good, because it didn't cut all the way through. Well, there we go. I guess just having it on the counter wasn't enough. Okay, and I can save this and I can use this for another positioner, just like that. Okay, so that takes care of those two. And we did nip her fingers off over here, but we're okay. She'll survive. She's a tough cookie. Okay, so if we use this, we're going to need some color. So let's mat her on the purple. So for that, I need my Gorgeous Grape ink. And I have that over here handy as well. I knew I shouldn't have tried to grab for that, but I did. Nothing major, I just dropped a punch. Okay, so here's our Gorgeous Grape ink. And in here I have my Gorgeous Grape. Somewhere I have Gorgeous Grape. There's Grape. It really did pay for me to get my inks organized. It really did. So I'm going to come in here with my dauber and my orange, or my Gorgeous Grape. And I'm going to just edge that. And this is going to let her kind of blend into the background. She's not going to be quite so stark. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue her down onto here. Instead of trying to measure, I'm just going to glue her down. And then I will cut out around her, just like this. Now I think we used all the sentiments the other day when we used this last week, or 2 weeks ago. So I have pulled out a stamp set from my collection. Now, I've got this in here. Now I can come in with my trimmer and I can trim this up right where I need it. I want that to be about 1/4 inch off the side. Just like that. And actually we can take that off just a hair. Okay, so there's that. I'm trying really hard to keep my mess cleaned up over here. Because I'm not going to have time to clean up and I don't want to come home to a messy place. So, got this. We could run her this away. And let's use the Gorgeous Grape ribbon. There. So let's cut a piece of black. Do we want to cut a piece of black or do we want to use this? I don't think we want to use that. But it needs something. So let's cut a piece of black. I probably have a piece up here cut, but in the interest of time, I know that my card base is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So I'm going to cut a piece of this 4 inches by 5 1/4. And we're going to see how this looks. You never know. I may do it and I may not like it. Or I may want a black card base and put the orange mat on it. It's just one of those things you have to play with. So if I do that, see, the purple kind of vanishes on there. So let's try. Let's see, can I get this at 4 1/4? Yeah, let's do this one 4 1/4. And then we're going to score it at 5 1/2. I'm kind of lost over here because I have things started packing to take with me. So I was looking for a bone folder and I don't see it. So we're just going to pretend. And we're going to score this at the 5 1/4, or 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I get enough of a score? I think we did. And then this is going to let this run a different direction too. So we've got that to keep in mind. Okay, so now, piece of pumpkin pie. I think I've got a piece over here big enough. I do. Okay, so that was 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, so we need to cut this at 4 inches by 5 1/4. That was almost there. And now we can see, now this is going to run a different direction, or we can run it to open up this way. Nothing says it has to be one direction or another. So then we would do that, do the black, or do the ribbon, and then do that. I think I like that better. Now here's why I wanted to do a mat, because I need my tape runner. About where do we want to put the ribbon? I needed something to tuck that ribbon underneath on. So we're going to go about halfway here on the ribbon. Tuck that piece of ribbon on there. And then we can give it a little extra attachment here. And on here. And hope we get it straight. Not too straight. My father-in-law would tell you, I couldn't find center of a pizza or a pie if my life depended on it. Okay. Now that we have that, now we can take and put this on the black. And that's what we're going to do. And we're going to use the glue for this. And I want to make sure I get a good dab of glue where that ribbon is at, so that ribbon adheres really good to my base. I'm really enjoying doing these Halloween cards, and I'll tell you why. I have been experiencing fall in Hobby Lobby for weeks. The first day I walked in there and I smelled all those wonderful spicy fall scents, I was thrilled. And the manager there, who I'm getting to know, is Austin, and he really liked it too. He says when he first walked in, when they first started unpacking those boxes, he loved it. Okay. So now we're going to put this one up on dimensionals, and I'm going to put one in each corner. And this isn't a big mat, so I don't need to put one here, but I don't want trampoline, so I am going to put one in the center, just like that. See, I don't always know what I'm going to do, but I know that I have toys to play with, and the idea is just get your stuff out and play. You don't have to know every little step you're going to take on a project. A lot of times, the project will tell you what it needs to do. It can't talk to you if you don't get it out and let it play with you. So, there's my tip for today. Get your toys out. Play. Let them talk to you. Okay, so I'm going to put that right there. Now, we do need a sentiment, and I have a piece of white cardstock here, and I have a sentiment. This was from Boo Night from A.C. Moore, and I really liked this Halloween, so we're going to pull this out, and we may have to fudge. I'm not sure if I have. Oh yeah, we can use the stamping platform. We're good. We're good. Almost forgot about my We Are Memory Keepers over here. I don't need that, I just need this. And I can take and put that, and I can use the grid lines on my We Are Memory Keepers stamping platform to line my stamp up. And then I can come in with my Tuxedo Memento Black and ink up that stamp. And I can put it up here so I'm not losing a lot. There we go. Isn't that pretty? Okay, now, I don't think I have anything to punch that out with. My ticket isn't big enough. I don't think this one is either. It may be just a plain mat. I don't think this is going to fit it either. Nope, that one won't fit it either. That's okay. We can just go ahead and trim it off. And because I can't always cut straight, I'm going to trim it off at, flip it this way, so I can come in at about 1/2 inch, a little over half. Let's do it at the half. Well, it's a half, right there. Okay. And then, oh, I don't like that. It's too top heavy. So I'm going to come in and take a 1/4 inch off of that. Just like that. I like that much better. And then I'm going to trim off here and off here. And then like the the doll up here, we did her with Gorgeous Grape. Let's do this one with the Gorgeous Grape. So we'll give it an edge so it's not too solid. And then I think we have enough. We will have. We will have. We'll make it work. I thought I had a longer piece than that, though. Apparently not. So we're going to have to go with this one on the diagonal, and that's perfectly fine. We're not worried about whether or not it's going to lie flat with the grain or without the grain, as if we were quilting. We can make this work. And I could have staggered it, but I wanted to... Okay, there's that. And you know what? I may like what we just did. Let's do that. Let's do this. Oh, crumb cookies. I did not think of that. I think it may be too tall or too long. We may have to make a smaller one. Or scoot her over. Oh, I don't know if we can scoot her over. No, because I glued her down. So, I've got another one in here that I can use. Just won't have I got one that's got some really tiny, but I don't want anything super tiny. Trick or Treat's too big. That's more. Oh, this one will be perfect. This one will be perfect. Where did I go here? I have it. This one, and apparently it's a favorite that I've used. It will fit. It will fit. I just need a piece of that white cardstock that I just had somewhere. There it is. Nope, that's the witch. I'm losing my brain over here, folks. There it is. So, I'm going to peel this one off. I'll have to come back and clean it later. But I'm going to put this one on here. And we're going to come back and do it with the Halloween. We just might not be able to mount it on the purple glitter. But I can do that. I can do that just like that. We'll save this for one of the other cards. Maybe with the cat, we can come back and use that one. Okay, so there's that. Take this off. Take that off. Clip it down just a little bit. Now this might be a little smaller than we wanted, but we can fix that too. And looky, we have room. Woohoo! I'm going to move this one out of the way. Come back with my grape and edge this very lightly because this is such a tiny piece. And I don't want Gorgeous Grape ink everywhere. And then we'll glue this down to our purple just like we did before. This is what happens when you don't plan things out. You get to play. And let's see. And we want to make sure we put it on the glittery side. So we want to do that. And then come back and clip this off. We're just whittling this purple down, aren't we? Okay, so there's that. And I've got to get some of these little pieces out of the way. So bear with me just a second, because they're going to drive me crazy. I'll have them everywhere. Okay, so now we have this. We're going to come back in, but I don't know if we need the little dots, I think. I don't think the big ones will work. And I'm going to put 4 on the back of this banner. Just like that. Some of these dimensionals, when I pull the paper off, the glue is coming off with them. So every once in a while you'll see me add a dot of glue to the dimensional, and that's why. When I pull the paper off, the dimensional is coming too. Okay, so let's put that right there. And then I want these to stick, but I'm going to use the purple ones. So I want to put a dot here of the glue, and a dot here, and a dot there. And I've kind of guesstimated where they need to go. And I'm going to put one big one in the center. And I think in light of everything else today, this is going to be all, this one card's all we're going to have time for today, because I'm betting the pasta's done. And Bob is waiting for me to tell him what comes next. And because there was glue on the back of that did not come off, it came off with my finger. Go figure. So I'm going to lay that right there. And that one right there. And I'm going to come back with my sticky tool from Stampin' Up. And I'm going to pick that up and set it right on there. Flip this one over. And I'm going to have to leave these sit and dry, but that's okay, because I'm ready to eat supper. And then come back in here with my tool, line them up, and I'm going to let those dry. And we will have at least one Halloween card done this week. So thanks for joining me in the studio today. Thanks for playing along. And no, I haven't forgot about the candy corn. I haven't. The way this card was going, it just didn't fit. So in the meantime, remember to like, to share, subscribe, and I will see you on Friday. Thanks for joining me in the studio today. Creative blessings.